Hi, my name is Ella Serrard, and this is my speech outline. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how the things I've learned in my communications class I now apply in my everyday life. Have you ever thought to yourself how often you think someone's not truly listening to you or understanding you, but then you struggle to communicate how this bothers you and you end up attacking and using words like, "You never listen to me, you don't care"? Using the lessons I've learned in this class, the textbook, and outside research, as well as I've been able to develop this speech, I have now seen how these topics have transformed the way I communicate with the people I love. The first topic I want to talk to you about today is I statements. I language emphasizes ownership of feelings, opinions, and beliefs according to Chapter 5. I have seen firsthand what happens when you don't use I language and how it really just doesn't get anywhere with the person you're talking to. Using I statements has helped me so much to reduce misunderstanding and makes the conversation so much more meaningful. Not only did I learn this in class, now when I was writing the speech, I saw lots of research that backed it up. The University of Iowa Conflict Management Department wrote about how important and effective I statements are for communication and conflict management. The second main point I want to talk to you today about is effective listening, or in Chapter 7's book, it talks about active listening. An example of this in my life is me and my partner both struggle with listening when something's bothering the other person. And I realized in this class that it's not just him, that it's also me, that I definitely tune things out when things are getting hard. So when I realized this and I saw all of the different stages of active listening, I realized that I do struggle with the evaluation part of it. So, practicing active listening allows you to understand the person you're talking to at a deeper level, and I know I've seen that firsthand now, that when I started practicing active listening, my boyfriend, my partner, also did as well. And our conversations have been so much more meaningful. In Chapter 7 of the book, it talks about how to improve your listening skills and about the stages of the listening process. Personally, the stages of the listening process really called me out and allowed me to evaluate and see what I struggled with. And it's not just me that struggles with listening. In my graph today that I have, it's based on a study done by Clay Drinko. He has a PhD in psychology. They did a survey, and right here is the results of the survey. It was self-reported good listeners, hundreds of people that were interviewed. And then they did a study based on this and found that only 50% of the self-reported good listeners were able to retain the information that they were given. So it's not just me, and I think that it's a good skill for everyone to practice because it really does change the game of conversations and relationships. So, in conclusion, by implementing these topics, I have learned throughout this class, it has changed the way I communicate with the ones I love. As I end this speech, I really encourage you to think about implementing effective listening and how I statements can change the quality of your arguments. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this class and everything I've learned. So, yeah, bye.